passenger. And quiet. This. What else? Should be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll check. Okay. Hello everyone. Hi to my students in oral communication. As I have promised, I'm going to make this. I'm actually making this live stream for all of you so that I'll be able to explain the activities that was given to you, and so that we'll be able to resolve the conflicts and the concerns and the questions that you have. Okay, but let's try to wait couple more let's try to wait for others to be able to get into this live stream. Then I'm going to start explaining things over. Okay, the time on my watch is 11:58, so I'll probably start explaining things at exactly 12:10. So I'm giving at least 10 minutes for the rest of my students to view the live stream and get in touch with, and then that's the time I'm going to start explaining things. Okay? If you have not yet subscribed on my videos, I mean on my channel, please do subscribe on my channels. Okay, do not forget to press in the subscribe button, and make sure to share the videos as well. Leave a comment or probably a like sign for my videos. So right now we still we're only having 6 persons viewing the live stream, so let's wait a little longer. Okay, So this one is week 1, and then I'm gonna go for week 2, and then I'm going to go for week 3. It's 12:01, so 9 more minutes, and we're going to start. Hi, Luigi Torres. Okay, shout out. Yeah, you know. Guillaume. I just had my class, so I'm a bit tired right now. I'm sorry. I just finished my class in my post bachelor's degree. And yeah, say hi to my baby. Hello. Go. Say hi to them. Hello. Hi, Luigi. Anyway, come on. You go down now. I'm going to have a discussion with my students. Go down. Go down, people of the Philippines. Go down. You keep quiet, okay? What time is it? It's still about 8 more minutes, and then we're going to start, okay? Please bear with me. Oh, by the way, if you have questions that you want to ask me about our subject, oral communication, kindly type it in the chat box so that I can start reading it, and then later on I'll be answering those questions, and probably some of those questions might be part of my discussions already, so that I can filter in what questions would I need to answer further, or I need to explain later on, or those that I don't have to answer anymore. Okay, so please do type in your questions already. Okay, 7 more minutes. Kindly tell your classmates to view the live stream now, if they're available, or perhaps if they don't have the access of the internet right now, then they can just view this live stream later on, okay? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 sections. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 6 more minutes. We're going to start. 5 minutes. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Mm. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And this is Rio. This is my baby Rio. Say hi to them, Rio. Hello. Hello. And I to try. Let's wait for your other classmates to come into the session. Hello, sir. Maayong udto. Hello, Charmaine, Ashley, B. Marquez. Okay, so this is an English speaking class. I mean, like, my subject is in English, so we need to talk in English, okay? And throughout the duration of this live stream, I will not be using any other dialects or language except for English, okay? So I want you to focus and to take down some notes for those important details that I might be saying later on. Good afternoon, sir. I would like to ask, what about those students who are not capable of doing the online assessment task, since not everyone has the material for that, specifically the vlog, sir? Okay, you don't want to be a vlogger like me, you know. You don't want to vlog, you know, you need to vlog. Okay, it's okay. Who's that? I don't know. Stan, is that you? Okay, Stan, I'll be answering your questions later. Your question rather, as we progress in this live stream, okay? For now, we're left only with 2 minutes before I'm going to start discussing everything about OC. Hello. Oh, that's my... This is Ryu. My American Bully dog. This is Ryu. Come on, show your face to them. Show them how big you are already. Oh, come on. Show your face to them. Oh, see? Look at Ryu. Show them how big you are now, Ryu. Come on. This is Ryu. See that American Bulldog? American Bully, not Bulldog. This is American Bully. Good afternoon, sir. Hi, Santi Malik Beam. One more minute. I hope you can hear me, guys, clearly. That I am loud and clear in this live stream, okay? Okay, it's already 12:10 and I would like to welcome everyone to my channel. Okay, welcome to Doggy Foodie. And this is actually a personal channel for my dogs, but I'm actually using it as well to reach out to my students. I am not using my FB account since it's purely and entirely for social media purposes, or you know, for what do you call this one, for close associates. That's why I have chosen to use this platform to reach out to my students. So for those students of mine in oral communication, you can watch this one live or you can just view it later on, but all the instructions that I'll be giving here today would literally affect the entire semester of your performance as well as with your assessments in my subject. Okay, so by the way, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Joshua Senate Iliw, and I will be your OC teacher or oral communication teacher for this entire semester of the school year 2021-2022. So my family name is Iliw. It's not Senate. Okay, Senate is just my middle name, just to clarify it and just to make it clear, so that in your submissions, please do write my correct family name. That's Iliw and not Senate. Okay, so first, let's try to have a background first of what is an oral communication as a subject. Why is it given to you grade 11 students with different strands? Okay, so technically from the term itself, when we talk about oral communication, this subject helps you to develop your interpersonal skills, especially in the aspect of communication, not just an ordinary communication, but technically on the aspect with the use of the English language. That's why one of the first rules that I have in this subject is for my students to really try your best to speak in English or to communicate in English. As I always been saying, that I don't care if your English isn't that good yet, isn't that perfect. I do understand, because everyone is what you call this, we're just to starting to learn the language. This is a foreign language. This is not our own vernacular. This is not our own dialect, so it's okay. Okay, what I want to see with my students, or for my students rather, is the desire to really learn and try to communicate in English. Okay, I am not so much with grammar at the stage of my teaching as with the level of my students. So yeah, what is important is you just try to speak English, and then that's it. We will try to go to that level wherein we will be able to understand each other. I will try to adjust, and you need also to try to adjust to the way I speak. And please do what you call that. Please do consider the idea that I really won't be talking to you in Filipino, okay, be it in a written or in a verbal communication, as long as you are my students. That's the rule. Okay, so if you're going to ask my previous set of students in the past, it's always been that they're gonna tell you that also George wouldn't really talk to you in Filipino. He's the kind of teacher that would really use the English language as a main mode of communication for this subject. Okay, so much for that one. Please do try your best to speak in English. Second is, I appreciate my students if they are asking questions and all that stuff, okay, because that is a sign of learning, that you want to learn, and then you want to know the precepts of this subject, and you want to submit the best of your output. That's why you want to know the rules, you want to know the instructions, so on and so forth. But let me remind you of some things. Okay, number one is that please do communicate, please do refer all your questions, your queries through our GCs. The group chats that are created for us to be able to have a communication with one another. So if you're going to send me a personal message, chances are I will not answer that one, or I won't be able to open it, since I am receiving a lot of chats or messages for an entire day. So if it's not so confidential, and if your queries is not urgent, and if it's only about the subject, please do refer your questions and write your questions in our group chats. Other than that one, you can send a personal message to me if it's very important, if it's very, what you call this, confidential, but I cannot assure you that I can answer you right away. Okay, second is that we have our schedule, right, for OC. It could be Monday from 8 to 12, or it could be Tuesday from 1 to 5. When you're going to communicate to me, please do consider our schedules. Do not communicate to me or send me messages at your convenient time, meaning to say, do not send me a message when it's already past 5 o'clock, because that happens to be my personal time, and I really demand for a personal time for my students, because it doesn't mean to say that I'm not doing anything when it is past 5 o'clock already. But the real thing is that I do spend my time after 5 o'clock checking outputs, doing my academic requirements in my studies, so on and so forth. So tendency is I really do not open my cell phone or read messages when it is past 5 o'clock in the afternoon, especially if it's coming from my students. So better yet, write down your questions and queries on our GC. Dogs, keep quiet. Okay. Next reminder is that before you're going to ask me questions, make sure that you have done a back reading in our GC. That means because once I give instructions, everything is already in the GC. So if you're going to ask me questions like this and like that, and and then you have when you check my reply, and the only thing that I did was just to see in your message, that means that is I'm giving you a hint that I've already answered that question and that I have already given the instruction through your GC. So you kindly go back to the GC and do back reading of all the instructions that I have previously given, okay? Just to set the record straight. Hi classmates, Ron, welcome, okay? Welcome to my to my live, okay? So I'm actually doing this live to give instructions to my students in English. Ron is a classmate of mine way back when we were in high school. We were at your place, okay? Welcome. Okay, so what else do I need to remind you with? Okay, also is that I am a very time conscious teacher, meaning to say I want your outputs to be turned in on time. Should the case be that you cannot submit your outputs on time, okay, it's okay. But please do inform me, or kindly inform your advisor what's the reason for you not submitting your outputs on time. Because if the reason is valid and acceptable, I would really consider that one. But if the reason is just, nothing so significant, like you just forget to submit it on time, or you happen to just be lazy doing your modules, I wouldn't accept that one. But if the reason happens to be about you because you were sick, you had to attend to this very important family gathering, and etc., provided that there is a proper communication between you, the parents, the advisor, and me, then I would probably consider your reason. So please, other than those reasons that I have mentioned, if you have no valid reasons for not submitting your outputs online, you are therefore instructed to submit all your outputs on time. Especially that for this semester, you are only given 1 week allowance after the deadline. So say for example, the deadline of all your outputs would have to be Friday this week. Then you are only given next week to submit everything. If you cannot submit, then automatically I'm gonna give you a failing grade, or a grade that you might not like. Okay, and my new students, I fail students. Okay, if you're going to ask my previous set of students in the past, I am known for the kind of teacher that's quite strict, and also I really fail students, not because I don't like them, not because I hate my students, but the main reason is that when there are no outputs that I will be checking, and when you did not submit your outputs, then there's nothing that I would put on my record. So how am I gonna what do you call this one, compute your grades in that sense? So please do turn in your activities on time. Okay, what else do I need to remind you with? Also, make sure that you already have your modules, okay? Remember that book, Oral Communication in Context? That is the book or the module that we will be using for this entire semester, okay? Now, sir, I am new in this class. Where will I get the book or the module? You coordinate with your advisor. Your module should be given by your advisor, not by your subject teacher. Okay, so kindly, if you don't have a copy of that manual yet, you try to communicate with your advisor and make sure to ask for a schedule wherein you can go to the school, or your parents might be the ones to get your modules for you. Okay, then what is the purpose of having a module? So the purpose of having a module is that you will be guided on what to study for the entire semester. In the module, the topics are already set per quarter, per week, per day, per activity. Okay? But sir, are we going to do all the activities in the modules? That's your one question, right? Because I think one of you asked already, sir, what about those that do not have the capability of creating a vlog, etc. and etc.? Because the instructions for creating a vlog is found in your module. So, sir, are we going to do that one? Yes or no? Okay, later on, I'll be discussing that one. Okay, I'll be answering that question. But what do I need to remind you with? Okay, before you're going to submit your papers or your outputs, do not forget to take a picture of those. Say for example, okay, if your output happens to be missing, and we cannot blame anybody for the missing outputs of yours, then at least you have a backup plan, you have a backup file for that purpose. So let's say for example, you are going to claim that you have submitted the outputs for week 3, and then when I check it, I didn't receive your week 3 outputs, and your advisors would say that I wasn't able to receive it as well, sir. So the last resort that we can do is show me the pictures of your outputs for week 3, for example. Then I'm going to consider that one, so that you don't have to redo all your activities. Because in the case of those missing outputs, when they won't be able, or when they were not to be found anywhere rather, what we're going to do is we're going to resort to a more painful way of retrieving them, and that is that you are going to do, or you are going to redo everything from the start. Okay, so please do take pictures of your submissions before giving it to your advisor. Okay, so let's go back now. Let's answer that question. All your activity or the activities found in your modules are not to be 100% done, or you are not to be done 100% rather. Sorry for the grammatical glitch there. Okay, so you are not going to follow, or you're not going to do all the activities that are given in your modules. Why is that so? Technically, class, you are going to use only the modules for your reading activities, or for your reference to be exact. Okay, but what are you going to follow in terms of your outputs are those WHLP, or the weekly home learning plan that I have sent in your GCs. Okay, remember I have given, or I have sent, I think 1 week just before we started this school year, I have submitted and uploaded a file called WHLP in your GCs. It's already complete from week 1 down to week 8. So those files are actually the ones, or the activities that you need to do. So if you're going to ask me, sir, are we going to do the vlog thing? The vlogging activity is found in your module, and it is not found in your WHLP, which means you are not supposedly going to do the vlogging. Okay? Because again, the basis for your weekly activities, for your weekly tasks, are not those activities found in your manuals or your module, but those activities found in the files that I have sent to you called the weekly home learning plans. Okay, so let me go back to this file. Okay, I have opened it in my computer so that you would have an idea. So for those who have not seen this file, kindly do back reading of the conversation of the convos in our GC, and you will see this. And this is what you will do for the entire session, or for the entire semester, weeks 1 to 8. Okay, so for week 1, the activities that you are to do are only this stipulated or written in this material. One is you are going to do the what I have learned activity, or the KWLH chart. Remember, you are asked about the nature of communication, process of communication, and then the function of communication. That's KWLH chart. Okay, so KWLH stands for those questions that are given in that on the instructions rather. Okay, and then for the activity 2, that is the media, or the social media post that you need to accomplish. Remember, it's the instruction is show what you have learned creatively, compose a Twitter or Facebook post of your important insights about the definition, nature, process, and function of communication. Include hashtags at the end of your post. But then again, some of you said that you are quite I mean, what's the term? You are shy, or you are not confident of posting in your Facebook account for this purpose. So I told you that your social media post should just be screenshots, okay, and then placed it in our GC. So you were able to follow this one because I have seen many of your screenshot materials on our GCs already. So I have gone through those and I have checked some of those. I will continue checking them probably by next week. And then for week 1, after the social media post, you have your assessment. So you also need to answer that one. So where do we need to write our answers? So you can use just any sort of paper that you're comfortable using. You can use the pad paper, but not for those elementary levels, okay? For junior high schools, if you want to use the pad paper, it's okay. If you want to use the yellow paper or the bond paper, if you want to use a manila paper for your answers, it's okay with me. It's fine with me. Okay, the type of paper is not important to me as to the answers or to the content of your answers, okay? So that's just it. Actually, you only have 3 activities to accomplish for week 1. No more, no less. The KWLH chart, the social media post, and your assessment later on. Only that one, okay? So I have received, some of you have submitted your outputs already to your advisor for the first retrieval last time. I have received them just yesterday, I think. Yeah, Friday. I'll start checking them probably on Monday. Okay, and then as a culture of mind class, being a teacher, I would always update my students as to what weeks you submitted or what are those weeks that you lack submitting. Okay, so that's for week 1. Now let's move on to week number 2. For week number 2, you will only do, I think, 3 activities as well. So for week 2, that constitutes to the lesson 2 of your manual. Okay, so technically you read lesson 2 for week 2 in your manual, but do not do the activities written on your manuals because there's tons of them, there's a lot of them. The only activity that you are going to do again is this file that I have sent in your GC. So for lesson 2, you have the communication models. The first activity that you need to do is the Venn diagram. So of course you're going to draw that one, the Venn diagram, the 3 circles intersecting with one another. So yeah, overlapping with one another, that's the Venn diagram. Okay, anyway, a sample of a Venn diagram is given on your WHLP. Then after which you have to do some short essays there. And then for letter B, the second activity that you need to do is the crossword puzzle, and that's very easy. And then afterwards, the third activity would again be your assessment, and that's only 10 items. See, so it's just easy. So first week and second week, you only have to do 3 activities, no more, no less. Okay, now let's move on to the third week. Third week is about lesson 3 in your manual again, and it is about communication breakdown. Okay, so what is communication breakdown? The meaning of communication breakdown, the reasons for having communication breakdown, etc. and etc. Everything, all the explanations are written in your book. So what you need to do is technically to read and study it, okay, and understand that particular lesson, because of course this is not a face-to-face setup. This is modular learning, which means to say that you are just going to submit your outputs to me, and then I'll be checking that one, but the rest of the explanations should be done by somebody in your own households. It could be your parents, or it could be your brothers and sisters older than you, or you can do a self-study in that sense. So for week 3, you are going to do let us review. So this one talks about the linear model, the interactive, and then the transactional models. You are just going to supply the correct statement in each of the blanks stated on this tabular form. And also, you are going to fill in the blanks for the second activity, where there are also other statements. And then the third one is again assessment. Okay, so again for the third week, you are only to do 3 activities as well. So no more, no less. Okay, let's review on the 4th week. Let me open my file for the 4th week. 4th week, the lesson would have to be about various strategies to avoid communication breakdown. Okay, so once you learn about the communication breakdown, on the next week, you will be studying the strategies so that you'll be able to avoid the communication breakdown or the concerns that relates to communication gaps or communication breakdown. So there are examples there. And then again, your first activity would have to be, the matching type between the terms given in column B against the meaning stated in column A. So that's the only thing. It's very easy. You just have to read the definitions and then match the words and the terms given, or supply the meaning and the terms given on that activity, so on and so forth. So for this particular week, you are only going to do also 3 activities. Very easy. That's for the 4th week. And then for the 5th week, the lesson would have to be about functions of communication. So we have functions of communication. So that's it. So there are pictures there that you need to describe using your own words. That's for your first activity. Second activity would have to be about the verbal and non-verbal cues, and so on and so forth. Okay, anyway, class. So may I repeat myself that you do not need to do all your activities found, or you do not need to do all the activities found in your modules, okay? Because I have given you your WHLP, meaning your weekly home learning plan, and stated there are the necessary activities that you need to do. So, sir, are the activities in our WHLP plans the same with what we have in our modules? The answer is yes. Only that it is lesser in number. Say, for example, in your modules, there are 10 activities there for week 1. Well, then in your WHLP, since we found out that there's 10 and that's too much for you to accomplish it within one particular week, so we trimmed it down to just 3 activities. Meaning to say, you don't need to do the 7 activities. Okay? So it's as simple as that one, because I think that has been your questions for the longest time ever. A lot of you were messaging me, were sending me messages regarding, sir, this and that, about week 1, 2, etc. and etc. So now I am setting the record straight that you are not going to follow all the activities found in your modules, but only those that are written in your weekly home learning plan. And where do you find your weekly home learning plan? It's in it is in your group chats already. I have sent that one already. Okay, so some of your problems or concerns as well regarding the oral communication subject is the fact that I think there were a couple of you or some of you who messaged me that you cannot understand the lessons. Sir, what is this thing all about? And I think that no one in your household could help you explain the meaning of those terms given on your modules. Well then, this is what we're going to do. Okay, since we have our schedule for a specific week, and then how am I gonna say this? Okay, you have your class presidents, right? So I want you to talk as an entire class, and then you try to decide which of those topics in our subject that you have the most difficulty understanding with. Okay, so you decide and then you tell me, and then it's fine with me if you're not going to submit or to answer the activities on that particular week yet, because you do not understand the lessons properly. Then what I'm going to do is that I am going to do another live stream like this, and I'll be explaining the lessons via the live stream so that you'll be able to understand it better. Okay? So I hope that's one or another, I think I'll be able to help you in that sense understand or comprehend your lessons very well. Okay, again, you decide as an entire section, which lesson in your module that you do not understand pretty much and then you tell me, and then I'm going to set a schedule. I'm going to do a live stream again explaining that particular lesson, and then that's the time that you're going to do activities and submit it on the schedules that we will be able to agree upon later on. Okay, so let me check the inbox if there are other questions. I think I have answered already the question of Stan, right? So there is no vlogging activity that you are going to do, because that is again found in your module, but that is not instructed in your WHLP, and what you are going to follow is your WHLP. You are only going to use your module or the book that you were given just for reference and just for personal study purposes. Okay? Any other questions? Come on. I'm going to drink my therapeutic drink, Coca-Cola, in white. In white. Come on, people. Ask me more questions. What other queries do you have regarding OC? What else I need to remind you about our subject? I've reminded you about the schedule, the nature of our subject. Yeah. The use of our GCs, the schedule. Is there something else that I need to remind you with? Come on. You ask questions. You type in the chat box if you have queries or if you have other questions, so that I can address them now. Oh, by the way, once again, if you have matters of concern, if you have confidential things that you want to discuss with me that might affect your submission or that might affect your learning in our subject, then I am very much okay. I am very willing to talk to you, okay? So please do give me a message, a personal message in that sense. Question, sir, would you consider those students who cannot do online activities involving internet because there are students who only goes to computer shop to accomplish modules? Okay, technically, 90% of your activities is not internet based. It's not online based. Why? Because you are in a modular platform. When you say modular, you are expected to submit a solid output or a tangible output that is written in a paper. Okay? Now, the only reason that there are some things or sometimes that I am asking my students to submit it online is that when it is not feasible on your part. Okay, let's say for example, when you were asked to post to do a social media post, okay, regarding oral communication, and I don't think that you cannot accomplish that one because everyone in this world has their Facebook, and the instructions given was that you are going to post something on your Facebook account, and that's easy, right? Everyone can do that one, and I don't think my students could not accomplish that one unless you're going to tell me that, sir, I don't have a social media account. Okay? Now, rest assured that I am not going to let you submit anything online, not unless I would know that it is feasible or it is doable in your part. And once again, that first activity that you need to submit online, the social media post, is very feasible on your part. Because see, you were able to watch my my live stream right now. That means you can access in the internet, okay? And then you can just do a screenshot and submit it on the GC. Other than that one, if you have problems, if you have trouble submitting your outputs, well, then you tell me, okay? But I'm telling you, I am not requiring you to submit 100% of your outputs online, because again, this is modular class. So sir, I'm sorry, I don't have an internet, I don't have a social media account. Okay, let's say, let's consider the worst scenario here. Sir, I don't have a Facebook account. I cannot do a posting on etc. etc. Well then, write whatever is it. Okay, imagine that your paper is your Facebook account. You write your post there and then submit it. Okay, who am I not to accept your submissions? Okay, so did I answer your question, Stan? So you don't have to worry that, sir, we don't have internet connection. Come on, we are not into an online class here. So the only reason why I have this live stream right now is just to clarify things, because I'm already bombarded with a lot of questions from my students in different sections, and most of those questions are just the same. They are just evolving and revolving in the same context. That's why I have decided to do this live stream. But after this one, I'm not going to do any more live stream, not unless you're going to request me to do another live stream, because you want me to explain a particular lesson from the module. But if you can understand the module entirely by yourself, by doing a self-study, and if you have somebody to explain it to you in your own households, then that would be fine. Okay, I'll be receiving whatever is it that you will be submitting to me through hard copies, pen and papers. Okay, thank you for the question. Some more questions, people? Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, by the way, people, if you are going to use, or if you're going to write in English, and if you're going to talk in English, po and opo does not exist in the English vocabulary, okay? So it's okay to just say, yes, sir, thank you. I am not going to tell you that you are not respectful because you are not saying po and opo in English. In the same manner, when I talk to somebody older than me and I'm using the English language, I do not use the po and opo, because obviously that those words of respect are technically existing only in our culture, in Filipino culture, not in English. Okay, so it's okay. I understand though. And I find it awkward when my students would say like, thank you po, sorry po, okay? Because in the real world of English, you know, I'm tired, okay? Because in the real setting of English communication, po and opo doesn't really exist, okay? So, any other questions? Come on. Where are your other classmates? There are only, I think, 16 or 14. Anyway, you can just view this one later on, whenever it is available already. Other questions? So, by the way, class, also, if you're thinking that I do not check your papers, I do check all the papers, okay? I do read all your outputs. So if you're thinking that, oh, it's okay, there's a lot of students, and then I'm just going to, submit a mediocre output. When you say mediocre, you're just gonna submit something just to be able to get points or something. No. Aside from the fact that that I'm checking if you have submitted or not, I'm also checking the content of your paper. Okay? So the tendency is, even if you submitted a complete set of outputs, like you have 8 weeks, okay, you have completed all the outputs in 8 weeks, but then the quality of your outputs isn't that good, then expect that you are going to get a not so good grade. Okay, not so good grade. Okay, I'm really tired. Okay, question. Good afternoon, sir. I am your student from UMS 11. I just want to clarify about blog in week 3. That activity belong to the file you've given to us. Okay. Is it part of... let me go back to week 3. Okay, just give me a minute. let me check. Is it part of the week 3? Or oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I have not edited this one. Okay, don't do it. Okay, the vlog thing, do not do it because this is modular class. Discard it. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Abby, for reminding me. I have not edited this one. But anyway, for your week 3, the vlog activity, do not do it because this is a modular class. Okay? Did I answer your question? Some more questions. So again, for week 3, do not do the vlog activity anymore because you are in a modular class. Thank you. Next question, please. If you have no more question, then I'm gonna end this live stream because I haven't eaten yet and I'm starving. I'm not just hungry, I'm starving. In an hour from now, I'll be starving to death. 1, 2. No more questions? By the way, how are you, class? I mean, I'm sorry if in as much as I want to know each one of you, but technically I can't do that, okay? So I appreciate those students who are sending my messages like, sir, I am your student from this section and all that stuff. But again, in as much as I want to know you in a physical basis, but that's not possible as of this moment. So the only communication. Okay, no more questions? Other clarifications? So again, you decide which topic you are having difficulty with, and if you want, I can do another live stream explaining that particular lesson to all my students probably, or probably to your to a specific section. I'm stuttering. I'm tired really. Yes, you're welcome, Abby. Yeah. I have not edited this one. I'm really sorry because I think I have sent this one to you very late in the evening or early in the morning, right? Because that's the only time that I have a spare minute to really do other stuff. So let's wait for your other classmates to view the live stream and see if you have other questions. Some of my classmates I already do it, but thank you, sir. Okay, okay. Now, if you have done it already, then it's okay to submit it in your GC or you can have it in your USP, or you can just PM to me for additional points. Okay, I'm going to give credits for those who have submitted. But if you, but if you have not done it, then just don't do it. It won't affect your grade. But for those that have done it, of course, I'm going to give you extra credit for that one. Okay, so as not to waste your time and effort. Just to be, what do you call this one? Just to be plain and simple with everyone who are having trouble with the internet aspect. Okay, so let's just resort to the idea that you're not going to do it, period. But if you've done it again, not so that you won't be able to waste your effort and time doing your vlog, then you can just post it and then mention my name or submit it to me so that I can see it, or comment it below, post it after post it in the comment section of this live stream, then so that I would know. Okay, again, if you have not subscribed in my channel yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel, or else I'm going to let my dogs bite you rather. I'm tired. Okay, thank you so much, Abby, for notifying me in that sense. Do you have any questions? So in 10 minutes time, I'll be ending this live so that I can rest in peace. Rest in peace. I'm tired. Oh, by the way, class, when you submit your outputs, please do not forget to write your full name as well as the week number. Okay? The week number of your submission, so that I won't get lost in when I record your outputs. Okay? Come on, ask more questions regarding our subject. See if I can clarify those things for you. I hope everyone is healthy. I hope everyone is safe. Okay, now I have somebody sending me a message. I think this one is her video. Okay, communication breakdown. Good. Thank you for sending, Laika. Okay. Wow, this is awesome. Okay. Barriers, not barriers, okay? But anyway, thank you so much for the submission. I'm actually watching it right now. That's good. Okay, wow. Good. I have one submission here, and it's really awesome because she's explaining the communication barriers, the reasons, and other aspects about those barriers. And it's good because she's explaining it in front of a video, and that shows me, and that actually gives me an impression that she did understand the topic itself, because she was able to flawlessly explain it in front of a camera. So see, that's what I'm saying when we talk about learning. That is what I want from my students. I want to see if you are really learning class, and that is manifested the way you talk, the way you're going to explain things, even in front of a video. But again, if you don't have what do you call this one, if you don't have the source, or if you don't have sources to create videos, then it's okay, no problem. But thank you so much for this one student of mine who submitted her video personally. Okay, I appreciate it. It's really good. I enjoy doing, I mean, like, I enjoy seeing things like this from my students. Good job. Okay, so well then, if you have no more questions, I guess I need to end my live stream now, and I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope I was able to clarify those questions that you have in mind, and you were able to be enlightened with the things that I have explained. So again, please try to consider our GC when you have questions, and then yeah, whatever problems you have with your studies, be it in our subjects or not in our subjects, if you think that I can be of help, then I'm very much willing to help. Okay, just give me a message, or you know, just inform me. And again, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that button right now, and then share it, and hit also the notification bell so that you'll be, what do you call this one? You will be notified with my next videos. And kindly watch also my other videos about my dogs and share it to some of your friends or to those people whom you know rather that are dog lovers, or even those that are not dog lovers. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the day, people. I'll see you when I get to see you. Goodbye, enjoy, be safe.